Hey guys, Dion here with Your Guitar Academy. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the second part of the Joe Bonamassa style riff. So the cool thing about this is that it essentially follows the same kind of contour as the first part. It's the similar notes, but then we finish off the second half of it with a slight variation on those notes. So grab your guitar and let's get going. Just joined us, don't forget to head over to the website for all the additional materials, including tab, backing tracks, chord charts, and anything else to go with this course. Also, if you're enjoying the course, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button underneath the video, and let us know in the comments how you're getting on. Okay, so let me just play through the notes of this sort of riff variation for you, and you can hear how it works. So imagine that you've just heard part one, and now this is part two. So you see that bit there is the different part. So we've essentially started in exactly the same way as we did before. So we did that. Okay, the single notes with that swung 16th Hendrix chord. But then we have this little part. So what I'm doing there is sliding up to the 7th fret of E from the 5th fret with my third finger. And then I'm playing with my first finger the 5th fret on the A string, and then slide again from 5 to 7, and then down to 5. So as a whole. Okay, once again. So it sounds like this. Okay, so if I now put the two parts together, you'll see how it sounds really similar until you bring in that little slight riff variation. So here we go. And now the variation. Okay, so it kind of rounds the riff off nicely for us and it brings us back to that first part. Let's try it with the drum machine. 3, 4, and. Three, 4. And one more time for luck. There we go. Okay, so following on from these chunky single note lines, I want to show you how to start adding in some kind of lead fills just in these little gaps in your riffs. So the one that I have as the first lead fill sounds something like this. I'm just going to play the riff from the start and then I'll play the lead fill at the end of that. So here we go. There we go. So there was that. So that's kind of just filling a bit of space to bring us back round to the start of the riff, okay? So what's going on here? So again, as I said earlier, we're in the key of E, classic guitarist favorite key, because you know, you've got so many open strings at your disposal there. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding from the, it's kind of sort of box one, the open position box one, but just with a little bit of shape 2 thrown in as well. Okay, so the notes specifically, I'm sliding with my second finger from 2 to 4 on the G, and then we've seen this loads earlier on in the course in the solos. You know, this kind of blue note sort of flourish. You know, you just want to touch in it and quickly slide out of it. So notes wise there. So notes wise, I've gone slid up there, and then I'm going to go bring it down to the 3rd fret of G and pull off from 3 to 0, and then go to fret 2 on the D string, pick it, pull off, and then at the end of that there's almost like a sort of ghost note. It's not really any note in particular, but I tend to pick the low E string because it leads me back into starting the riff. So let me just play that again in context so you can kind of hear how it sounds. So, oh, let's do that again. Yeah, so you hear that, it kind of adds a bit of a bounce to it. It's those swung 16th notes that I was talking about a second ago. So one thing that I want to point out about this first lick is that it's quite hard because it starts just on the off, on the E of 3. Okay, so you have 1 and 2 and 2. So you've gone through all of that. 2 and 3. So you see I go like 1 and 2 and 3. So I count the 3, and then immediately after that 3 E da 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 da. So you've got to watch out for that one. So that's the first lick, okay? So let me now talk you through the second one. So in fact, let me just play that first with the drum machine so you can hear it in a bit more context. Once again, I'll repeat it again. Okay, so that's what we got going on with our first lick to fill that space. So the second lick comes a little bit later on, and it sounds like something like this. Oh, let's try that again. Okay. This little lick is kind of quite reminiscent of Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker, that famous old blues tune. So what's happening with this lick? Again, we're in the exact same box shapes as we previously were. So let me just show you that one more time. I'll slide into it like so, and then you slide backwards again from 4 to 2. And then you pull off from fret 2 to open G. And then you just pick 2nd fret of D, open D. So once again. So in context, okay, and again we're starting rhythmically, excuse me, on exactly the same beat as we did with the previous lick. So it's like, it's on that E of 3. So immediately after you hear that beat 3 E, okay, you want to jump right in on that. So let me now just play the riff with these 2 licks in context at 60 BPM, and you can hear how they sound, okay? 2, 3, 4. That was lick 1. Now lick 2 coming up. Let's try that one more time. Lick 1. There we go. So that's those 2 licks that you can use to fill a little bit of space in the context of this kind of rock blues style of playing. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks so much for watching this course. If you're enjoying, please don't forget to let us know in the comments section. If you want to move on to the next section of the course, click here. And if you want to start from the beginning, click here.